say hello to the people.
I'm not comfortable being on camera. You never know who's watching.
Who's watching are our Dear Darling and Kensington Chronicle paying subscribers. Now, you wouldn't deny them help, would you?
No, of course not. The Kensington Chronicle is first and foremost a paper of and for the people. With what can I help?
Thanks to the efforts of John Darling, Neverland, Ohio's small-town newspaper has just gone digital. The Kensington Chronicle website is a hub of local community activity and local history. The Chronicle's owned and operated by George Darling, and for him, the paper is a family affair. John writes weekly editorials. His sister, Wendy Darling, produces an advice vlog called Dear Darling, which we feature in the show, and answers fan-submitted questions in the paper's Ask a Darling feature. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. All of the characters have interactive Twitter accounts, and some also have Pinterest pages. Wendy also uses Lookbook to provide fashion tips, where even her brother Michael got into the act. Speaking of Michael, he runs the paper's Tumblr account, where he posts vital town news, like pictures of this dog balancing things on its head. Oh, Michael. The Darling children's longtime friend, Peter Pan, writes and draws the online comic Peter's Panels, an adorable mashup of geek culture. As I mentioned, everyone who's anyone in Neverland has a Twitter account, so of course Tinkerbell had to find an innovative way to convey her fairy language on social media. In the show, she speaks via... And online, Tink speaks only in emojis, images, and Spotify song links. And fans of the new adventures of Peter and Wendy delight in decoding her status updates. Speaking of the fans, new Peter and Wendy has inspired and cultivated a thriving fan roleplay community. Dozens of fan-created Twitter accounts started popping up before the first episode of the show even aired, and the number grew and grew as the first season progressed. Fans have gone above and beyond the normal character creation and now operate various shops throughout Neverland, Ohio, as well as a thriving social calendar. Since Twitter seemed to be Neverland, Ohio's social media platform of choice, that's where many of the town's major events are chronicled.
For those of you who don't know, today is the 154th anniversary of Neverland, Ohio. And no one, my darlings, loves Neverland quite so much as Peter Pan. So every year for the past 20-ish years, he takes us on this grand expedition to retrace the footsteps of our founding father, J.M. Barrie.
The world of New Peter and Wendy is much like ours, but with a little extra magic thrown in. Case in point, the trio of mermaids who make up the popular rock group Mermaid Lagoon. Fans and characters alike took to Twitter to tweet about the band's local concert once it was introduced in the show. But that was hardly the only way that fans could get in on the action. John wrote an in-depth editorial about Mermaid Lagoon and its members, and the Mermaid Lagoon t-shirts that were featured in the show are available for fans to buy and wear in the real world. Love was in the air in Season 1 when longtime friends Peter and Wendy decided to become something more. The two lovebirds embarked on many an epic adventure, including this mystery date that Peter cooked up.
And what be our duty today, sir?
To find the lost treasure, of course.
Oh, you made us a scavenger hunt! Oh, you made us a scavenger hunt, did you scurvy dog? Scurvy penguin.
Aye, but we must now set sail for Black Bear Rock, where our first clue lies.
And fans had a blast tagging along for the ride, helping Wendy to solve the clues in real time and get to the end of the scavenger hunt. It turned out that it was all an excuse for Peter to invite Wendy to Neverland's Midsummer Masquerade Ball. This delighted fans, not just because it was a romantic gesture, but because the Masquerade Ball itself was a fan-created event. Canonizing fan-created content was just one of many ways that New Peter and Wendy rewarded the efforts of its amazing fan base. Hey, we realize that it's not often a show can go for more than 24 episodes on YouTube without a single bad comment. Our fans are incredible. But back to Neverland, Ohio. Not everyone wanted Peter and Wendy to live happily ever after. Spoilers ahead. The behind-the-scenes machinations of a jealous Tinkerbell resulted in Wendy's decision to leave Neverland and take a job working for Peter's longtime rival, Joss Hook. Hook was one of a few major characters who existed only in Twitter in Season 1, but will be featured prominently on screen in the show's upcoming second season. Wendy struggled with the decision to leave, on the show and through social media. But her desire to follow her dreams outside of Neverland won out. in the end. Wendy asked Peter to come with her, which forced Peter to make a difficult decision of his own.
I get why you have to go and take this job. Why you have to chase your dreams and go to the big city.
Peter?
And I wish you the best of luck. I packed up the things that you left at my place. Have a safe flight.
This gut-wrenching cliffhanger has left the fans clamoring for Season 2, not just for new episodes, but for the resumption of the immersive transmedia experience that comes along with it. We hope you've enjoyed this quick tour of our world, and we invite you to share some of this pixie dust and join us in Neverland, Ohio.